If you have no idea what you're doing when it comes to editing your product pictures, or you find it super complicated and confusing, you're in the right place, because in just 10 short minutes, you'll be able to take your product pictures from this to this. If you're new here, my name is Noelle, and I'm the owner of my small business, NOELICREATES, that I've been running for almost 2 years. I post all things small business related on my channel, so if you want to see more tutorials like this or behind the scenes, vlogs, and so much more, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you never miss an educational video that can help you and your business in everyday things. A couple of quick things before we get started here. First, I want to disclaim that I am not an expert by any means. I was once just a new small business owner who had no idea what I was doing and had no one to help me figure it out. When it came to product pictures, I never even used to edit them until I saw product pictures from other websites and came to the realization that it might be important for the presentation of my products. So I started practicing editing my pictures, and now that I've kind of got it figured out, I'm going to share that knowledge with you guys today. I also want to mention that this video is sponsored by PROCOLORED, which is the editing software we'll be using to edit our product pictures in this video. So a huge thank you to them. And now let's jump into the video. So I'll be showing you 3 different examples of how I edit pictures for 3 different products. The first tutorial will be how I edit my sweatshirt pictures. The second tutorial will be how I edit my cup pictures. And the third tutorial will be how I edit my phone case pictures, which is essentially a mock-up. Each tutorial does have its similarities, but are all different, and I recommend watching each one to see all the tips and tricks. So let's get started. Okay guys, so before we get into the tutorial, I just quickly want to disclaim that all the canvases are going to be the same exact size, and that's because all your product pictures should be the same exact size. You don't want to have different size product pictures. It's going to make your website look wonky. Alright, so now let's get started with the first tutorial, which is going to be how I edit my sweatshirt pictures. I'm going to click on new project, and I'm going to change the measurements from pixels to inches. And again, all the canvases are going to be the same size, which is 4x4. The next thing I'm going to do is drag in my product picture, and I'm just going to resize that to fit the canvas. I'm going to do that by clicking on the bottom right hand corner circle, and I'm just going to drag that out. This next step is optional, but I just discovered this and I will never go back. You guys, this is crazy. I'm going to be using this tool right here, and as you can see, it is new and it's called AI Enhance. All you have to do is click on it and just look how fast it transforms your picture. And you can see on the left hand side under enhancing, it says fixes details, reduces blur, adds pixels, and improves the resolution. I clicked on the apply button on the bottom left hand corner to confirm the changes. And like I mentioned, this tool is fairly new, so I just discovered it and I am never going back because it does most of the work for me. But not all the work, there's still a little bit more to do, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove the background by clicking on the remove background tool at the top bar. And as you can see, the body is now completely isolated. I personally like this method because I feel like it keeps the focus directly on the product. You can keep the background white like this, or you can change it to the color of your website, and I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. I'm going to tweak this a little bit more and click on the adjust button at the top bar. And I'm going to play with the brightness a little bit. Don't go crazy now, but I just feel like this gives it a little bit more pop. Once I got the brightness how I like it, I'm going to move on to the contrast, and I'm just going to play with this a little bit as well, and this is mostly going to affect the black colors. I feel like it's a little hard to tell for this one in particular, but usually it just makes the black colors a lot more sharp. I'm going to skip on the shadows and highlights and move to the color option, and I'm just going to play with the saturation a little bit as well. Again, nothing too crazy because I also don't want to be misleading, but I just want to give it a little bit more of a bright pop of color. And again, take it easy and don't overdo it. You don't want to stray too far from the original product. The editing that I like to do is usually just to sharpen up or brighten the picture. I don't like to stray too far from the original profile color. Okay, so this is the finished picture. I've got it how I like it, and now I'm going to show you how you can change the background. On the bottom left hand side, I'm going to click on background, and this is going to change the color of that white square. At the top, you'll see a set of options underneath the word background, and I'm going to click on color. So if you know the codes to your brand's color, you can actually insert them here. And you can see they have some different color profiles here, and most commonly used hex and RGB, which if you don't know your brand's color codes, I definitely recommend finding out what they are so that everything can be color cohesive. Or you can also just use the color picker like I'm doing. So that's how you change the color of the background, and if you use the color of your website, once you upload this picture, it will blend in with the background completely. And here's an example of what that would look like and the individual product page. And once your product picture is all complete, all you're going to do is export it at the top right corner here. I'm just going to change the name for this, and I'm also going to change the file type. As you can see, they have a bunch of different ones, and I'm going to choose PNG. Now all that's left to do is download this and upload it to your website as your product picture. And here's the final before and after, and you can see just what a big difference a little bit of editing makes. And as you can see, it's still not that far off from the original, just more enhanced. Okay, moving on to the second product picture that I'm going to edit for you guys, and this is going to be for my cups. So unlike the last picture we just edited, usually all my cup pictures will have a background included, and that's already taken in the picture. So I'm just going to add my product picture into the canvas, and I'm going to go ahead and resize this to get it kind of focused in the center where the cup is. And I'm also going to keep resizing until I cut off that excess background, and then I'm going to go ahead and crop it. And you can see on the top bar, that gray box that's selected, that is the cropping tool here. Alright, so now my product picture is cropped, and you can see that I just cut off a bunch of like unnecessary excess background. And again, I'm just going to make my life easier and go in with the AI enhancing tool. Okay, so this is in real time and it's currently enhancing the picture. So let's see how long this is going to take. Okay, so that was about maybe 7-8 seconds, give or take. That was pretty quick. And again, you can see what a difference this small tool truly makes. You can see the detail and the precision that the AI tool enhanced. Honestly, this is really good on its own, but I'm just going to go in and tweak it just a little bit more to give it more of a pop. And again, I'm taking it easy. I don't do anything too crazy, and I'm just going to enhance the brightness a little bit more as well as the contrast. And I feel like for this picture, you can see a lot better what the contrast really does. I feel like it gives a really nice touch to the dark colors, and it ties in the background really nice. And I'm just going to give it the final touch by enhancing the saturation a little bit more. So this is the finished picture, and I'm just renaming that, and I'm also going to change the file type again, and you can see all the different file types here. And now this is ready to download and upload to the website. And here's the before and after for this product picture, and as you can see, all the changes are subtle and it's just slightly enhanced. So this is what the website page looks like with all of the other cups, and as you can see, they all have the same background. It just gives it a little bit of a pop, it stands out. And then this is the individual product page. Again, you guys, don't overdo it with the editing. Oftentimes product pictures can be misleading, and I know when I receive something that doesn't look anything like the picture, I get upset. Alright, now moving on to the next tutorial, which is going to be how I edit my phone cases, which is essentially a mock-up, if you will. Well, not really, because I still take the physical picture, but I definitely am going for a mock-up look. So for example, if you have a phone case company, you probably have hundreds and hundreds of cases, and you're not going to be putting a phone case on a phone every single time to take a picture. So let me show you what I like to do instead. Okay, so I've already dragged in my picture. I'm now going to remove the background, and again, I'm going in with the AI Enhance tool. So for this picture in particular, it may not look like it's doing much because my original picture was very, very dull, but as you can see, it still sharpens the image. And that's totally fine because I'm still going to go in and tweak the other settings. And you probably noticed a pattern by now because this is the same process I use for all of my product pictures. So I'm going to go in and tweak the brightness a little bit, and this is definitely too bright, so I'm going to lower that a little bit. And if you can't tell at first, just keep playing around with it and you will get better as you go. Moving on to the contrast, I am going to enhance this a little bit, and you can definitely tell for this product picture what a difference it makes. Again, I mainly use the contrast for the black colors because I feel like they really pop out and stand out more. And here you can see that sometimes I do backtrack, which is totally fine. Just mess around with it until you find your preferred settings. And the last adjustment that I make is the saturation. Okay, so this next step is how to avoid putting the phone case on the phone every single time for a product photo. This is going to depend on the type of phone model that you're editing the case for, or you can use the same phone model if you want. That's what I personally choose to do. So I like to use the Pro Max cameras because I find that that's one of the most common phones. And you can choose whatever color you like. I personally like to choose the lightest color so it doesn't clash with the phone cases and it blends nice with the background. Once you drag your picture in, if it's not already resized, just crop it to where the cameras are. And I definitely went in with the AI Enhance tool because my original picture was super blurry. And here you can clearly see how crisp the after is compared to the before. Go ahead and apply those changes, and now we're going to be sizing down the camera picture, and I like to hover it over the little camera opening on the case. And honestly, you don't have to worry about the sizing too much just yet. And that's because on the right hand side, we're going to move that camera photo layer underneath the phone case layer. And now you can see when the camera photo is underneath the phone case layer, you can resize it to fit it perfectly in that spot. So once you've got it to fit how you like it, that is the completed mock-up picture. And just like the first sweater product picture that we edited, you can also change the color of the background on this one to match your branding colors for your website. And again, just to clarify, if you don't choose to change the colors of your background, it will remain white. This is the finished product picture, and just look how nice and sleek this came out. And like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am by no means an expert, and now all that's left to do is download this. But before we do that, I'm going to change the file name and the file type. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I am by no means an expert at all. As a small business owner and a one-woman team, sometimes we have to wear many hats. And as you can see, it doesn't have to be overcomplicated or difficult, especially using an editing software like PIcsart, where they have tools available to do most of the work, if not all, for you. And here's that before and after for the final product photo, and this one is definitely my favorite. The after results look so real and professional compared to the before. And it literally took no more than 5 minutes from start to finish to edit. Alright you guys, so that wraps up the tutorials. Please let me know if you found this video helpful, and I hope now you feel more at ease when it comes to editing product pictures, as there are so many great tools in PicsArt to help you make it less complicated or stressful. Again, a big thank you to our editing software sponsor, PicsArt, and I will have them linked in the description so you can head over there and start easily editing your product pictures today. I also have another tutorial that you might find helpful on how to design packaging for your small business, and you can check it out here in the upper right hand corner. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video, and make sure to check out my TikTok and Instagram for more content, and I will see you in the next one.